The data cuts through all the lies and the bullshit.
What's up, everybody? Derek and Keenan coming back at you with Test the Algorithm.
The border.
The border.
We're going to talk about the border today, mainly between Mexico and the United States.
Is it actually a border? I think the
I mean-
definition of a border means like you have to get in the right way and you can't just like lollygag across it, right?
Yeah, well,
So,
right now it's
Would you consider it a border a freeway?
well, right now it's a one-way freeway.
Right.
Yeah, it's an invisible line that we used to have something actually there, but now we don't.
Build a wall.
Mm-hmm.
Build a wall and fill it full of crocodiles, huh?
Well, yeah, that would
Yeah.
keep a lot of people out. A
Yeah.
nice little moat around the United States.
I think we already have the river right there, don't we?
We do, but it's not very deep.
Oh, we got bulldozers.
That's true.
We can
We
dig
do.
that bad boy up. Matter of fact, if we dig deep enough, maybe it'll break off and float south and it won't even be there no more, huh? Let's just dig a huge, like, Mariana Trench all the way across. And maybe if we dig it deep enough and put enough explosives down there, it'll blow up and Mexico and South America will just float to Antarctica.
Well, you know what? Let's do California too, and Oregon and Washington. Let's just do a nice big L.
Well, if we're going to do that, we might as well go the whole East Coast, the whole West Coast, and the southern border.
Let's keep Florida.
Got to keep Florida.
I like Florida.
Got to keep Florida.
So somehow we're going to have to really just go all the way around. What? It's just going to...
Did you hear what John Daly said the other day when he was singing that song with Tucker Carlson and Kid Rock?
Which one was that?
I did a short about it.
Oh, yeah.
He said, oh, I can solve this border crisis right now. He's telling Tucker Carlson, he's like, Florida has the meanest, nastiest alligators and the nastiest snakes and everything else. He's like, if it was me, I would just, the river right there, he's like, I'd, put a fence on it. He's like, I'd get all the nastiest, biggest alligators and crocodiles or whatever, and I'd put all the poisonous snakes there. I'd put rhinoceroses there, he said, hippos in the water, you know what I mean? And then try to get your ass over the border.
Absolutely.
That one cracked my mom up.
And then, if you make it, you can stay.
Right. Good luck.
Yeah.
What was his name? Escobar. How he had all those. He has all those hippopotamuses.
Oh yeah.
And they're one day they sterilized them the other day because it became a big problem, in Mexico or wherever he was at, and they don't know what to do with them. I know what to do with them. Hippos are one of the meanest, baddest animals there is ever. You know what I mean? And so put a bunch of them in that river.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
See what happens after that. Ain't nothing gonna happen.
No thanks.
No thanks.
Nope, I'll stay. So let's dive into it.
Let's dive into it. I can't wait to see these.
Here's video number one.
Politicians and experts can tell you whatever is the biggest challenge that we're facing in America today, but this issue right here that I'm going to share with you may be the biggest issue, and that's the southern border. And why I love data is because you can tell stories, you can sell, you can try to convince people, but data cuts through all the lies and the bullshit anybody may tell us. Let me give you some data here for you to look at the numbers. So a couple different things. I can literally start anywhere. Here's one of them for you. Ready? First chart. Do you know this is the first time in the history of America where we have more illegal immigrants coming to America than actual Americans having kids? This has never happened before.
The replacement rate.
Oh.
The replacement rate is dangerous right now. Why do you think that is? Why do you think natural American citizens aren't having children enough to replace ourselves?
They don't want to bring anybody into the world.
I think it's a double-edged sword, a double entendre type thing. I think that for some reason, if you bring your ass over here illegally, for some reason, the government will say, here's free housing, here's free medical, here's free schooling. But when you were born here, raised here, paid taxes here your whole life, you pay for your own medical, you pay for your own schooling, you pay for all that. You get no free handouts. So maybe that's why naturalized citizens that have been here forever are not choosing to have children anymore, because I'd imagine a majority of them aren't on welfare, aren't on government assistance. And trust me, it's expensive to raise a kid the right way with no help. It's expensive. It's hard. But when you got daddy government saying, oh, you're illegal, Right on. Come here. I got free medical for you. I got free housing for you. I got free schooling for you. I even got free college for your kid if your little illegal kid wants to go to college.
We have another video later on that kind of talks to what the Democrats and or liberals are trying to do, and I fully believe that what they're trying to do will happen. So
I don't want to
there's
ruin it. I bet I could guess it right now.
well,
But
we won't guess it. It's the next video, but yeah, we'll get into video number 2. So here we go, guys.
All parts of the political spectrum, one of the biggest issues that we have when it comes to immigration is the fact that we have an undocumented population. Now, you can fix that by trying to build a wall, or you can fix that by trying to document people and create a path to citizenship.
By the way, so you listen today, you're like, okay, what an interesting strategy. Let it open, the border, let him come here. 65% of Hispanics are gonna vote Democratic. Why does the casino always win? Because the House rules. So the House becomes what? So let's just say 12 million. Let's just take a number. You make them legal. Of the 12 million, let's just say a third vote, 3 million vote. 65% are gonna vote Democrat. So that's 1,950,000. Let's just say 2 million vote Democrat, 1 million votes Republican. That's a net positive of what? Of 1 million votes to the Democratic Party. Could that be them flipping Texas? Because they're targeting Texas. They've been trying to target Texas. You know what happens if they flip Texas? They own America for a couple decades. Literally, they own America for a couple decades. You gotta give them credit for the strategy. Dark? Yes. Deceptive? Absolutely. Effective? 100%.
You said it
The
right
votes.
there. No, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Don't tell me it's sympathy and compassion and whatnot. They are, I hold nothing past them. I hold nothing past Democrats. Nothing.
So I have several friends who came to the United States legally.
Mhm.
They've gone through the entire process to become U.S. citizens. If you want to come to the United States, come legally, become a legitimate U.S. citizen. Absolutely. I mean, the United States is the place where anybody can have truly the American dream. And I mean, that's what millions and millions and millions of people have done over the decades that we've been alive and before us.
Mhm.
I mean, come legally.
Right.
Absolutely. I welcome everybody.
You come.
Come the right way.
You come.
I'm gonna come.
To a country from another country. The reason you don't leave the Garden of Eden to go to a hellhole. They're leaving the place they were from because they don't like it anymore, and they're coming to a place that's better.
Absolutely.
But the first act they're going to do is to break the law. That makes no sense. Go back to your place. Go break the law over there. Don't need you. Don't want you. But he said it perfect right there. It is to fluff up their voter base.
Absolutely.
Because the more loony they act, even Democrats aren't wanting to vote for them anymore.
Right.
You know.
So I know California, they take tons of illegal immigrants, which good for them. They have the not budget that they have, which is a negative, what, 35 billion or 65 billion or something like that for.
But Texas, see how he just said Texas,
Mhm.
not to cut you off, but it's funny that California has they're in debt, let's say $50 billion. I'll just throw a number out there.
It's somewhere around there.
Texas has like a $50 billion coffer. They have extra money. Isn't that funny?
It is. Yeah.
I wouldn't give California a red cent. You know what I mean? I wouldn't at all. Like I said, I wish California would break off and float to the ocean too.
Well,
Japan could have it.
What a lot of people don't know is the state of California is predominantly red. It's the 4 cities that
Silicon Valley.
Exactly. So you got Sacramento, you got San Francisco, San Jose area. You're gonna have
LA.
Los Angeles, and then San Diego. But there are 50 some counties in California, and literally only 4 of them, maybe 5, are blue.
Yeah, but
The rest
look
of
at
them are red.
look at the amount of people that live in those areas.
Oh, yeah.
They pack them 20 stories on top of each other.
They rule the state.
You know?
I mean, 100%. They rule the state, but so I mean, California's going to accept them. They're never going to turn.
California's a sanctuary state, isn't it?
It is.
See, so
I think it is. I know San
I'm
Francisco
pretty
is,
sure
but
it is.
I think it is.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, AOC. Oh, I love AOC. She's fantastic.
She's dumb as a bag of baloney, dude.
But trying to literally flip Texas, and that's what they're doing. And he made a good point that if that happens, I mean, 4 or 5 or 6 presidential elections and the governor elections, they're going to be Democrats.
I don't see that ever happening in Texas because Texas is different than the whole United States. Texas was its own basically country for a long, long time.
So speaking of the elections, today's January 18th, 2024. Trump won Iowa, so that's a good first step. And
Vivek endorsed him.
yeah, after he dropped out, and which obviously I do have a couple of clips from Trump, but it's a good start for him.
Nikki Haley's still a.
She's still in the running.
It's not even a real name, guys.
She's still in the running. Yeah. So we'll get on to we're getting off topic. We'll do another video on that.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
oh yeah.
But
It's not off topic. This is all
it's-
the
it's
same
always
thing. This
all-
is all
it
the
is.
Democrats' little evil plan to keep people like Joe Biden in office.
until he's 128.
If it's even Joe Biden anymore, huh? There's a
Yes.
conspiracy for you.
Always. Absolutely. Here's the next video.
Number 3.
Well, look, Bob, U.S. border officials processed more than 300,000 migrants in December alone. That is an all-time high that really underscores the magnitude of the escalating crisis here along the U.S.-Mexico border. But back in Washington, D.C., as you know, the executive and legislative branches cannot seem to agree on how to address this incredibly vexing and pressing issue for the country in general. The House Speaker and other Republicans are saying that they will not approve any additional border funding unless that is accompanied, Bob, by far-reaching changes to the country's immigration laws. Meanwhile, the White House is saying that they need urgently funding to hire additional immigration judges, asylum officers, Border Patrol agents, and to expand deportation flights as well as legal immigration programs to divert migrants away from the U.S.-Mexico border.
I mean, the system's broken. So let's
But let's throw more money at it.
right. Yeah.
No.
So I think we need to rip it off and start brand new.
Mhm.
Is what we need to
Yeah,
do.
and rip it off slow too, make it hurt. No, I'm serious about that.
Yeah,
You know, like they say, rip it
absolutely.
off fast so it doesn't hurt. No, it really needs to be peeled off metaphorically. It needs to be
Mhm.
peeled off slow, and it needs to hurt. People need to see what happens. You know who doesn't have an opinion of, oh, we need open borders? The person that their family gets murdered by an illegal alien. That person will switch their view and want a strong border right after that. So literally, it's going to have to hurt, dude. Your jobs are going to have to be taken. Your houses are going to have to be taken. Your kids aren't going to be able to go to school and all that. It's going to have to hurt. So you realize that it can't just be like real quick. That's my opinion on it.
Now you haven't seen my clips yet, but it's funny how you're talking. It's my next talking points. So
I haven't seen any of these.
nothing. He literally has not seen them yet. And but truly, I mean, it's heaven forbid anybody gets murdered.
Mhm.
I mean, anybody in general, but especially with someone who is illegal,
Mhm.
or someone who overdoses on
Fentanyl.
fentanyl or any other drug that comes in through the
Mhm.
border. I mean, yes, it can come in on an airplane, through the Canadian border, the Mexican border, whatever, or manufactured here.
Right.
But it's
China.
yeah,
China's the
ab-
biggest manufacturer of fentanyl.
Absolutely. So I mean, anything coming in to the United States that's going to cause harm to anybody is obviously tragic. But it's so much easier to do through the Mexican border into the United States. So we'll get into the next.
Yeah, and it's
video.
not just Mexicans coming across a Mexican border.
It is not.
No, it's Africans, Sub-Saharans, dude. It's South
It's-
Americans. It's
How-
Indians.
how-
It's Chinese. It's
how-
a lot
many-
of. They're all coming that way. You know what's? They don't go to Canada first
Nope.
and then come down. Wonder why?
So and what he said is the data doesn't lie, and I'm a very data driven person myself. So me and this guy we get along nicely. So I have a nice beer with him. at a
Oh,
bar,
Patrick
so
Bet-David's awesome, dude.
he
I like
is.
that guy.
So I love data, and data definitely drives a lot of everything. And so with the next video, it's going to show how many people they've stopped who was on the terrorist watch list.
See, that's
now-
scary. Gosh, man.
Now again, we'll get into it after the video. So we'll get into the video and then we'll talk about it.
225,000. Let me give you some more data here. According to this chart here, as of right now, we have roughly 8.5 million encounters during Biden's administration. It's on track to be 12,099,000 under his administration, more than the previous 3 terms combined.
That is scary.
So- Yep, and that's just of the ones that they've caught. Think of the other ones who are on the terrorist watch list and the illegal immigrants who are drug lords and people who have murdered thousands of people. Think of the ones that they can't catch and they haven't caught. They just come right on in.
It puts a bad taste in everybody's mouth when it's just illegal, and then you give them everything and don't punish them. You know what I mean? It puts a bad taste in normal, law-abiding, everyday Americans' mouths when that happens. And I mean, it really shouldn't be happening like that. But it has nothing to do with, like I said, it's not just essays coming over the southern border,
It's
dude.
not.
It's all races because they know that's a free for all. So they'll ship them there first, then come over. They don't ship them to Canada first.
Right.
They don't ship them in on boats to New York Harbor. You know
Right.
what I mean? So there's a reason they're doing it. And like I said, it's more than just Mexicans that are coming over the Mexican border.
There's
You know?
5,000 and 10,000.
And I have no problem with legal. I have no problem with legal. If you
Right.
do it the right way, you stand in line, you wait your turn, you answer the questions, you pay your dues. Now you can come in and no one has a problem with it.
The next video is from a news station in Arizona. So not just Texas, but Arizona, and yes, obviously California as well, New Mexico. But yeah, so here's a clip from an Arizona news station.
For years, Dennis, we've heard various governors and state lawmakers say the border immigration issues are a federal issue. It's something for the federal government to take care of. So what specifically can the state lawmakers do on their level?
What she's wanted to do in this Operation Secure that she announced last month in response to the Lukeville crossing is she wants to add more, coordination with local law enforcement so they can handle those issues down there that might arise, work with some NGOs, some charities down there that do those kinds of things. So that's what the kind of where the money is going to be spent. That's where the resources are going to be put, at least from the state level. And again, it's worth reminding our viewers that yesterday, right there in her State of the State address, she kept up her criticism of the Biden administration and their handling of the border right now.
And you were saying yesterday, with every other policy at odds, border might be the only thing that could get gain any traction at the state capitol.
It might be.
So Katie Hobbs is the governor of Arizona.
Didn't she
And-
beat out Carrie Lake?
She beat out, I forget who she.
Because I like Carrie Lake.
Let me see.
She probably got robbed too. Huh?
I don't know. I'd have to do some. Yeah, Carrie Lake. Yeah. So Katie.
I like her, Carrie Lake.
Yeah. So Katie Hobbs is a Democrat by nature,
Mhm.
and so she has little faith in the Democratic president Joe Biden. Interesting.
It doesn't seem like it should be that big of a statement.
Uh-huh.
Oh, poopy pants Biden, you don't have faith in him? Duh.
Yeah. So I mean, not just the Republicans and the conservatives who they don't have faith in. Their own party doesn't have faith in Biden, and so what I feel it's a federal issue, not a state issue. So I mean, all the states, even the northern states, they shouldn't have to use their own funds to protect the United States. It should be at the federal level.
Oh, 100%.
And so she's
That's why
upset.
that's why we got National Guard and all that, right?
I mean, she's upset in particular that she has to use her own funds from her own state to protect the southern border.
And I can agree with that, but then again, she's a little Democrat, so yeah, I imagine she's mad. Can't throw those parties and go on them trips and juice your friends' pockets. I'm telling you, dude, it is
I know.
crooked to the core, man. Not all of them. Not all of them. A huge majority of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah,
Not all, but most.
Well, yeah, we'll say that.
Money grabbing scheme, dude. Oh, I don't want to have to pay for that with my state funds. Why is that? You got a vacation coming up? You buy a new boat? Your donors getting mad because they're not getting their kickbacks?
right.
You know?
Well, so the people who we elect, they get a standard salary. It's funny, after 3 or 4 years in, their net worth is now 4 or 5
Oh, they
million.
got a standard
I
salary.
mean, making 200,000 a year, which is roughly what they make. How do you have a net worth of
$72 million, and your husband is the number one like guy to bet on the stock market because he has a better freaking win rate than Warren Buffett.
Yeah.
And your name just happens to be Nancy Pelosi. How about we
Video.
banned illegal immigrants and crazy? How about we just do what we did way back in the day and just send them all to Australia?
Yeah.
Go play with the snakes and
They'll get
great white sharks and stuff.
nice hands. Ooh, the spiders are huge. I've been to Australia, and
You
those,
been to Australia?
I have.
Oh, I bet that was a shitty plane ride, wasn't it?
Oh, it was like 12 hours.
Oh my
Well,
god,
it's
dude!
funny-
They would have to duct tape
What?
me after 3 hours, dude. I'd be like,
What?
land this plane right
Well,
now.
and
I'm
it-
getting off.
And it was a nonstop
Hmm.
from San Francisco to Sydney.
I'm good.
Yeah. So yeah, it was. So funny thing is,
Thank goodness for the internet. You can show me pictures.
that's around.
Never
yeah,
gone there.
12 hours one way and like 11 and a half the way back because of the wind.
Oh man, the curvature of the earth
Well,
and the
we did-
spinning of the
So
earth. And...
we didn't have to fly like that. It was a straight line.
Of course it is. It always is.
Well, because there's no easy way to get to it.
It always is. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get into that one of these days. I'll really show you. Oh,
We flew right over Hawaii. I was like, hey.
did you say hi to the North Pole and then say this to Antarctica? Man, oh man, oh man.
Conspiracy theories. We could do that one next too.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love conspiracy theories, and that one isn't too far fetched.
No.
Oh,
All right.
man.
Here's the next one.
PVD, right?
Yeah.
PVD.
Look at what you look like. You don't look white. You are from Iran. Shame on you. Did you forget how you got here? You're an immigrant. America's about people like you. We came legally. You think I can swim from Iran to here? Not that good of a swimmer. It's a long ass swim, right? What do? We went to Germany, refugee camp, year and a half, waited, applied for a green card in '84, didn't get it till 1990. Then we came to the States. Then I served in the U.S. Army. Then all the other stuff happened. This is not the same thing. By the way, let me give you perspective here. You know which company in the world does the most top-line revenue? It's a company that does roughly $24 trillion of revenue. You may say, I've never heard that. I thought Apple's the biggest company in the world. No, this is the biggest company in the world. It does $24 trillion a year. That company is called United States of America. You know what Apple's valuation is? Give or take $2.5 to $3 trillion. Can you imagine? You and I go to Apple and walk into the building at any time. 2 o'clock in the morning, walk in. Does Apple leave the doors open? Well, no, they would. That's stupid. Why would anybody freaking do that? That's a business. America's a big business. It employs a lot of people, roughly 150, 160 million. No, you can't compare those two together. Oh, so Apple is doing the right thing to keep the doors closed and have an ID to go in before I walk into that place. But no. Not America. We gotta let it open. Let me give you another data here for you. The logic makes no sense. You would never live your house that way. Your home, wherever you live, leave the door open, let anybody come in. Would you be okay with that? How about you let 7 people live with you? Let 5 people live with you. Let 3 people live with you. How many extra bedrooms you got? Do you have an empty couch? Let somebody sleep on that couch. Why are you being so selfish? How dare you be so selfish? Why are you only caring about yourself? You are not American.
Like I said, I think local instead of global anymore. Global is a shit show. Trump was right. Shithole country. They all want to come here. They all want to come here.
Yep. Come legal.
You don't see people flooding into Germany. No, they'll go to Germany first to get here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
But he waited years.
No, he did it the right way. His family did it.
Absolutely.
His first act as a U.S. citizen was not breaking the law. Thank you, Patrick Bet-David. Thank you for doing it the legal right way. You know,
And thank you for your service.
and thank you for
I-
your service, big
He's
guy.
probably not watching it, but if he is, hey.
Oh, he's watching it. My ear's itching, dude. He's talking
Yeah.
about me right now.
But come the right way. Do it right. I mean,
he proves right there it can be done.
absolutely.
No, but people are impatient. Oh, I'll just break the law to get in.
Mhm.
You know.
The test that you have to take to become a U.S. citizen, I've looked at it, and like I said earlier, I have several friends who came legally and who are legal U.S. citizens from other countries. I bet 85 to 90% of U.S. citizens would not pass that test.
Oh yeah, I've heard that. I
At
know.
least.
Yeah.
At least.
But a
And
good thing
that's-
about being a natural citizen here that's been here your whole life, you don't got to take a test, but you sure in the hell want other people to take the test. That's
Right.
the bottom line.
That's absolutely.
You know, go to Mexico and try to buy property. Try to own property. You can only lease it for 99 years. That's all you could do. You could be a multi-billionaire. Go to Mexico, get beachfront property,
Mhm.
compound style, right?
Right.
You have to go through the government of Mexico to buy it, right?
Mhm.
You can't buy it. You can only lease it for 99 years. And after that 99 years is up, it doesn't matter if that's your granddaughter's house now. It goes right back to them. You get nothing. You can't even go buy property there. You can only lease it. Why are we the dumbest country, but the best country? Why do you think Build the Wall got so much traction in 2015, 2016?
Yeah.
Why do you think that was such a humongous talking point for Republicans?
Yep.
Because people are tired of their tax dollars getting stolen from them to go to illegal law-breaking people. That's why.
I agree.
Thanks.
Yeah. Here's the next one.
Drill, baby, drill. We're going to drill, baby, drill. And also on day one, I will seal the border and I will shut down the invasion of our country. It's an invasion. This isn't a normal situation. This is an invasion. 3 years ago, we had the most secure border in U.S. history by far. We built 561 miles of border wall. You know, if there's a little piece, if there's a nail from a wall that was there 75 years ago, a little bit of a nail left from the rust, or if there's a 2x4 that's rotted out laying on the ground someplace, they say, that's not a border wall, that's a renovation. No, it's not a renovation. It was, you'd see little areas where you'd have some dead wood rotting on the ground for 40 years. We built over 500 miles, much more than I said I was going to do. And then we had an additional 200 miles that we were getting ready to put up. We could have done it in 3 weeks. He could have done it. And they decided not to do it. And that was a terrible thing because our border is a mess. But they actually wanted open borders. That was the amazing thing.
Open borders is what the Democrats want. Let them in.
Yeah, but like you said earlier, the
All
reason
the
they want that though is because they
Yeah.
want to boost their vote count. That's all it's for.
I mean, all the
It's not
all the
compassion.
terrorists and all that could literally just walk right on in.
Yeah, it's not compassion.
Yeah.
It's a long game they're playing to keep themselves in office, to keep being the little rats they are and filling their pockets with our tax dollars. That's what it is. It's a money laundering scheme.
Definitely. And then here's the last one from Trump.
People from prisons. We're taking in people from mental institutions. We're taking in murderers and drug lords. We're taking in people that are very, very sick with diseases that will be spread all over our nation. We're doing the wrong thing for our country. It's going to be very hard to recover from that, but we're going to start on day one with deportation. Okay?
Good stuff though. The real stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean he said it. I mean, literally anybody can come right on in.
That's scary.
It
It's
is
scary. You want to know who's in your country, and I believe that our elected officials and our border patrol and all that, they're mandated to do that. They are there to protect the U.S. citizenry. That's what they're there to do. That's why you have to check your shit at the door when you come in, and we got to check you out. You know what I mean? Because we don't want you coming into our citizenry
Exactly.
and messing with them. You know what I mean? So
100%.
safety first, right?
Yeah. Well, that was video number 6.
The border's a mess, dude. It's a
is.
mess. Donald Trump, 2024. Let's build the wall, build a moat, machine gun turrets, rhinoceroses and hippopotamuses in the river, alligator snakes. Seal the border. Seal it. Dude, just doing that, do you realize how big of a thing that would be?
Yeah.
Like, I wish, like, I don't give a crap about the embassy going to Jerusalem when he did that. And everybody was like, that's a big deal. No one's ever done that. I could give a flying rat fart about that, right? Imagine if he would have finished the wall and would have actually sealed the border. That would have been amazing. We need a secure border. You can't even call it a border unless it's secure. And what it is right now is not secure. So don't even refer to it as a border. Refer to it as a highway, a bikeway, a trail, a path.
It's an invisible barrier. It's like United States, Mexico. United States, Canada. United States, Mexico.
Right.
And it's just like, you're here, you're not. You're here, you're not.
We got to seal that thing up, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
And even if the wall was completely finished and it was perfect and it was 50 feet high, 20 feet high, or however high it was, Biden would have opened it up. He would have cut a nice little hole in it and tore it down and go, come on in.
You gotta get them votes. You gotta get them votes when no one wants to vote for you. You gotta bring in fresh people and promise their children and everything and them all the free stuff to buy their vote
would liberals and AOC in particular, like Patrick Bet David said, is would you let your door be wide open for one person, let alone a family that you've never met, never vetted? I mean, I'm not.
No, the biggest walls around their houses.
Yeah.
Security all day long for them.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
but they want to take your guns and they won't open borders. But they have the biggest walls ever around their compounds, and they have armed security with them 24 hours a day. And by the way, if they have a kid goes to school, got security with them too.
What about Gavin Newsom? Would he let anybody come to his compound? Yeah.
I can't stand that name. I don't. It throws me off when I hear that name. I can't stand that
He looks
little pretty boy
he,
either.
He looks fantastic. I mean, his nice little hair, but all of his wineries.
If you're gay,
all of his wineries were open during COVID.
oh yeah,
No masks.
going out to dinner at that
Uh-huh.
whatever Red Hen whatever where he got caught with all of his buddies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep,
Oh yeah,
I
rules
love that.
rules for thee, not for me.
Exactly.
So they can all eat a bag of nuts, dude. I'm done with them. Secure the border. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. Having a good time. We'll throw some more shorts and some more videos out for you next time and see what we're going to do. Hopefully it'll be something fun again.
Absolutely. Stay tuned, guys. Take care.
Bye.